This is the video demonstration for the twisting clamshell mobility exercise. You're going to start off on your back with your feet under your knees. We need to anchor our shoulder girdle. So you're going to put your arms straight out from your shoulders with your palms down. Put your feet and knees right next to each other with the feet in a comfortable position under the knees. I'm going to let my feet stack and my knees fall to one side. And I'm going to let that outer knee fall all the way to the floor and relax. And you're going to see there's some degree of a gap between this bottom knee and this top knee. So I am then going to drive my top knee down without letting my trail arm come up. And I'm going to try to close that gap and close that clam position. You're going to feel a good stretch in the outer back side of that top hip into the low back. And I'm going to hold that all the way through a long breath. Once I finish that breath, I'm then going to keep driving this outer knee to the floor. I'm going to anchor it down, and I'm going to open that clam and increase that gap space as much as I can until I feel some stretch in my inner thighs all the way up in my inner hips. I feel effort in the back of my hips. And I'm going to hold that through a long breath. Once I open my hips in that clamshell position as much as I can, my shoulders are still anchored. Once I've held that through a breath, you're simply going to go to the other side. You're going to let that opposite knee now come to the floor, and you're going to drive that top knee down to try to close that gap, close that clamshell. I feel a great stretch in my outer back hip towards the low back. I'm keeping this trail arm anchored. We're holding it through long, full breaths, and then we repeat. We breathe, we open the clam. I'm keeping that outer knee anchored to the floor. I'm opening my hips. I'm feeling that stretch. I'm abducting and holding that through a breath. Then we transition the exact same way. And you're going to keep trying to close that clam and that gap more and more as you go through these. You're going to keep trying to open your hips up and open that clam shape more and more as you go through these. So it'll look like this in full motion. Take a nice big breath, close the clam, let it out, take a nice long breath, open the clam, let it out as you hold it, and another breath, close the clam to the other side one more time, and that is one full cycle. And so you're going to do that for whatever prescribed amount of repetitions you're given. That is the twisting clamshell mobility exercise.